Welcome to Retired to Ride Tour 2024. This is number 13 and we're still in Germany with family. This is our pan-European. It's now done over 100,000 kilometers. Guten Morgen, good morning. So we're still in Mönchengladbach and today we're going for a little ride out to Bruggen for lunch. See you later. The blue dot is Bruggen, and as you can see, it's not far from the Dutch border.
Morning, gorgeous.
First stop of the day is for fuel, so we're going to the jet station nearby. And we'll put in the normal 95 or 98 fuel, petrol, but it has to be the E5 sticker on the pump. If it's the E10 sticker, can't use it. Older bikes won't use the E10, messes them up. That little snippet of knowledge came from our friend Chris Nash in England. And interestingly, it was the same situation in France too, with the E5 and the E10 stickers. Then we're off, straight onto the Autobahn. It's Autobahn all the way today, door to door from Mönchengladbach to Bruggen. Most of today's time on the Autobahn is on unrestricted sections of the Autobahn. By unrestricted, I mean no restriction on speed limit. And the pan-European is in its element on the Autobahn. It has a sweet spot between 130 and 140 kilometers an hour. We do get up to about 160 on this journey, but the sweet spot is 130 to 140, and the bike just purrs along at those speeds. Interestingly, in France, the speed limit on the autoroute is 130. In Spain, it's 120 kilometers an hour, and in the UK, it's 112 kilometers an hour. The riding position and the screen on the pan-European 1100 is perfect for me on the Autobahn. The screen isn't adjustable in any way, but it seems to match my size. I'm just about 179 centimeters tall, 89 kilograms thereabout, and the bike fits me like a glove. There is no buffeting from the wind spilling over the windscreen towards my head, none at all. And if I dip my head down very slightly, I'm in like a cocoon of nothing, of still air. It's very well designed, this bike. I like it very much, particularly on a long journey. I know that Brenda's having a job holding the camera still and steady at these speeds on the Autobahn. Obviously, if you stick your arm out with the camera on it, you're going to get some wind blast. The obvious downside to high-speed riding is fuel consumption. I can almost see the gauge moving as we're riding. It is important, mind, to keep looking in your mirrors more than you normally would, because even if you're doing 160 kilometers an hour, something will come up behind you at 200 kilometers an hour. We take the off-ramp for Bruggen and glide up to the junction. We're only about 5 kilometers away from Bruggen. It's a left turn into a pretty tree-lined road for a couple of kilometers, and then another left turn into Bruggen. The castle in Bruggen, known amongst the locals as Bruggen, was first mentioned as far back as 1289 as a property of the Counts of Kassel. In 1306, the castle went to the Counts of Jülich through heritage. In 1350, they strengthened the castle and made it a so-called Landsburg. It was built as a rectangular fortress with 4 corner towers. And we have just missed the turn-off for the car park. So it looks like a small detour around the town, which should be interesting anyway. So, back to the castle. Lot of history between the 1400s, the 1500s, and then in 1815, the castle was sold at auction to Johann Heinrich Prinzen, and in 1934, his heirs sell it to another family who are still owners of the castle, the Strotges family. I'm hoping I said Strotges correctly, otherwise I might get locked up in the dungeon. We're in the town centre now, still ambling around, trying to find a circuitous route that will take us back to the car park at the beginning. Gone the wrong way. That has got to be the smallest chapel I've ever seen. Hurrah! We find our way to the original turn-off for the car park, and in we go and park up the bike. There is no prescribed or specific motorbike parking that we can find, but there's plenty of room. So here we are in Bruggen. I think we'll go and have a little look round. Looks pretty good, eh? We are looking forward to visiting the Castle Museum while we're here. Here you can see Brenda the honey badger being outstanding in her field. There is something very therapeutic about running water. A nice shot leading up to the mill race. This is already a very enchanting place to be. On the opposite riverbank, we can see what looks like a nice restaurant. So we go over there and have a look. But it's one of those places where there's lots of signs at the entrance saying, don't do this, don't bring that, blah, blah, blah. So we don't bother. Instead, we took some scenic photographs to show you. It's very green and lush in July. Very photogenic place. I like it already. I don't know who she is, but she stared at us all the time we were there. And then we're off for a bit of a wander around the town. And our first glimpse of the castle. Here you can see the moat, and around this area is a lot of coarse fishing activity. Following Brenda into the entrance of the castle on this sunny Monday, and that's when we find out that all museums in Germany are closed on a Monday. Oh well, not going to let it spoil our day. There's lots of other things to see. We like the fact that the garden between the castle and the moat is a favourite picnic spot for families. What do you think, Badger? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Then I saw this beautiful angel. Not so sure about this one. It's nearly lunch o'clock, so we're looking for a nice cafe. On the way to the cafe, we see this, and according to our friends Dave and Kobe in Canada, that painting is one of my ancestors. As it's such a sunny day, we choose to eat outdoors in this cafe restaurant near the castle entrance. Very nice people that run this place. Very impressed. Here's a picture from the ice cream menu. Yep, you're reading it right. A Bailey's ice cream lasagna. It's about the size of a house brick. Incredible. And a tiramisu ice cream lasagna. But being eminently sensible, we don't go for that. We have white beer, 0 alcohol, draft, coffee and brochens until... So what have you exactly got there?
Waffle, banana, with cream and ice cream.
I've got this, which is... Brenda obviously won the dessert challenge. Anyway, after a very nice lunch, we head back towards the bike, passing some others in the car park, including this very nice yellow Volkswagen Beetle engine trike. It's been put together very well. So, Brenda, what did you think of Bruggen?
Very interesting, beautiful, and I had a waffle and banana. Much better than yours.
Yeah, it was better than mine, I have to admit. Shall we go now?
Yes.
Fabulous time in Bruggen, really enjoyed that. Nice lunch too. We tend to pick these smaller places rather than the big cities because they're easier to get to, easier to park, less crowded in the restaurants, better service usually because people aren't in a rush, and it's much more relaxed. We much prefer it to the big city stuff. Helmets, I was going to talk to you about helmets. So our helmets are these MT helmets, which are made in Cartagena in Spain, just up the road from us in fact. And the story behind these helmets, we bought some HJC helmets and they fitted fine in the shop. Wonderful things, those flippy up ones with the thing that goes all the way back so it looks like an open face with a sun visor, and they're really funky things. But both of us, after 1 hour of wearing them, got headaches. We were starting to get this pain here. Brenda was sticking her fingers in trying to move the helmet. I'm riding, so I'm just grabbing the chin and moving it around. So we put them in the cupboard and we got these MT helmets. And the reason I'm talking about it is if you're on a long tour, you need to have a helmet that you can wear all day and be comfortable wearing. And these fit the shape of our heads perfectly. I don't know whether Brenda and I have both got the same shape head, but the HJC ones just didn't do it for us. Anyway, we're going to get back to Mönchengladbach now. Just a few kilometres back to the Autobahn now. And as we take the on-ramp onto the Autobahn, I'm thinking about the age of the bike. It's a 1998 model and it's now 2024. It's going pretty well. Saying that, we have put a lot of time and effort into keeping it properly maintained and ready to do a journey like this. But still, for an old girl, she does pretty good. And talking of age, one of the reasons that we've extended this tour revolves around a comment. I think it was a member of the family. A comment made that the comment was something along the lines of, well, that's to be expected at your age. And I can't remember who said it, but the comment stuck in my mind. And though I am at the stage in life where occasionally I'll need one of those hosey, tubey grip things for my knee, or the same sort of thing for my ankle, and maybe I like to sit in the charming embrace of 1970s rock music, though I don't use the record player anymore and I have to ask someone called Alexa to play it. I'm definitely not at the stage where I sit in a large room in comfortable chairs with other people talking about my toilet habits and my sleep problems. So this is us doing our thing while we still can. So this is the end of the stretch on the Autobahn. We're nearly back in Mönchengladbach, so I'm going to leave you with a very nice yellow trike and a beautiful angel. I do hope you've enjoyed sharing our day with us, and maybe you'll come back and watch another video.